What is AIDS? AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, a disease that makes it difficult for the body to fight off infectious diseases. AIDS is also the advanced stages of HIV. It happens when a person's immune system is weakened by HIV to a point the person develops one or more of 25 opportunistic infections. How does it spread? Only a person affected with HIV can develop AIDS. It usually takes up to an average of 10 years for HIV infection to advance into AIDS. For the financially poor and the health challenged person, the progression to AIDS and death faster. Is there a cure for AIDS? No. When a person is infected with AIDS, it doesn't just affect them. It has a domino effect, affecting everyone in their inner sanctum, their loved ones in particular.
Why? A parent should not be going through this. My child is supposed to bury me. I'm not supposed to bury my child. I just buried the best part of me. Now what am I going to do? How am I going to go on? I mean, how? I know God doesn't make mistakes, but why didn't He take me instead? I miss you.
AIDS is not just spread through sexual contact. Someone can become infected by only a tiny amount of infected bodily fluids. Sharing needles to inject drugs is another way to spread HIV. Sharing of needles for tattoos, piercings, and body art can also spread the infection.
I begged him not to go into the discount mall to get that tattoo. I told him to just wait, but he wouldn't listen. I tell him every day, go to the doctor, get yourself checked. You only have one body. But he wouldn't listen. He'd always say, I feel fine. Only if he went for his annual checkups, maybe he could have lived. Maybe I should have insisted more. I should have gone to the doctors with him instead of taking his word that he'd go. Now it's too late. See, we had caught these things earlier, he would still be here with me, here with us. Nowadays, people are living longer and longer with HIV. It's been proven with medication, some people hardly show any traces of the virus in their system, as long as they can afford the medication. I should be thankful for this because now my babies and I have to go through the battery of tests, thick, poked, and prodded, and you're gone. I have to be strong for my babies, but it's eating me up inside not knowing our health status. Lord help me. I may be wrong for feeling this way, but this could have been avoided. If we didn't have to be going through this, if you had gotten that tattoo from a regular place or not at all, if you had gone for your annual checkups, if I would have insisted more of taking your word that you'll go, this is not real. Living in a moment can shorten your days. What I give to have you back, I miss you.
Man, everything just happened so fast. One day we were out shooting hoops. Then I'm visiting you in the hospital, and now I just can't believe it. My best friend, and he was younger than me. We've gotten into all types of trouble together. His mom would whoop my behind just as fast as she would whoop his. I remember his mom made some of her famous fried chicken wings one day. She said we could have some wings. We ended up eating all them jokers. When she found out we ate them, we wish we could fly on those wings because she got us real good for that. My boy, he's gone. When I think about someone dying from AIDS, I think about someone on drugs, cracked out, or in a same-sex relationship, or an ex-con, or someone promiscuous, loose, you know? But contracting AIDS from tattoos and piercings, a tattoo, how often does that happen?
Sexual contact is not the only way to contract HIV. Mother-to-child transmission, blood transfusions, and blood products, infection in healthcare settings, and tattoos are other ways to spread the virus. But you cannot spread HIV through sneezing, coughing, sharing glasses, insects, injecting drugs with sterile needles, and protected sex. But the stigma of an AIDS-related death can still be tough for a family to cope with.
If one more person tries to imply that my son was gay on the low down or down low,
if one more person challenges my husband's orientation,
but if one more person comes to me, I just might lose
my religion. Excuse me, AIDS is not just the gay man's disease anymore. The at-risk behaviors has broadened, but the risk doesn't have to be so broad if people would just remember.
It's not what you do,
But how you do it? Protection, precaution?
Research.
Abstain.
Mommy, why was Daddy in that box? When is he coming home? I want Daddy. Mommy, why are you crying?
Baby, come here. Sit on my lap so I could tell you a story. Hope your mother doesn't mind. Remember seeing your daddy sick?
Yes, Granddaddy?
Your daddy was so sick, his body couldn't work anymore. So it stopped and he went to a better place.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely? It longs for heaven and home. When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
I shouldn't be having this conversation. My parents should not be going through this. My child's supposed to bury me. I'm not supposed to bury my child. Just bury the best part of me. I miss you.
I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
I wasn't very popular in high school, even though I was on the football team. But when I got to college, I became the man. I was an all-star athlete. Everybody wanted me. Coaches and other colleges were trying to snatch me up. Scouts were looking at me. And let's not forget the ladies. The women just threw themselves on me. I couldn't say no. I didn't care whether I would use protection or not. I was just lucky enough not to get anyone pregnant. But I still ended up sleeping with the wrong one. I left her bed and her HIV followed me. I am now HIV positive. My boys told me to wrap it up before I tapped it, but I didn't listen. And now I'm living with this consequence.
Those who die from AIDS: Arthur Ashe, Alvin Ellie, Bobby DeBarge.
I just moved here from Miami. I had to attend a new school where I didn't know anyone. I just sat in the front of the class and focused on my work. Lunchtime, I always sat alone in the cafeteria, watching everyone laughing and talking all around me. Then one day, I couldn't believe it. This tall, fine basketball player came to sit down right next to me. Did I mention he was MVP? I thought I was gonna faint. Then he actually started to talk to me. He told me he liked my hair, how good I smelled. He walked with me to class every day. We talked and I would tell him things I never told anyone. It was almost like he was my boyfriend. No boy has ever paid me that much attention, but I liked it. One night, he invited me to his house to watch a movie. Well, one thing led to another, and the movie was watching us. We didn't use protection. I am now HIV positive.
My mother was a junkie. Heroin was her drug of choice. She shared needles with anyone as long as she can get her fix. One day, she saw herself for a hit, and of course, protection was the last thing on her mind. Well, she got pregnant. She got pregnant with me. No medical insurance, no prenatal care. I was born HIV positive. I have been living with this secret all my life. It's killing me. None of my friends know. Will they continue to be my friends if they found out?
Those who died from AIDS: Eazy-E, Howard Rollins, Ryan White, Robert Reed, Irving Allen Lee, and Freddie Mercury.
I was 11 years old. I didn't know. You see, me and him, we grew up together. We were best friends. We lived right next door to each other. We were inseparable. We were the dynamic duo. He was like a brother with us, and that ate him up inside. I never knew why. I guess it was because he was an only child and I had an older brother and sister. He wanted to change that, you know? He wanted to make a difference. So one day he took one of his dad's razors, broke it, and slit his palm just enough so it would bleed. Took my hand and he did the same thing with me. Put it together and voila. We were brothers. A couple of years down the road, he moved out west. We were made in contact until our freshman year. Then it was like he fell off the face of the earth. No calls, no email, no texts. He died of AIDS. Then I became ill. Now I'm battling AIDS.
And I am living with HIV.
I am now living with HIV.
I am now living with HIV.
And I am battling AIDS.
And we may have HIV.
I am Irvin Magic Johnson. I am living with HIV. I discovered I was HIV positive during the 1991 through 1992 NBA season's physical. After announcing my infection in November of 1991, I created the Magic Johnson Foundation to help combat HIV and to help educate all people about what HIV is about. Also, I wanted to teach others not to discriminate against people who have HIV and AIDS. It has not been an easy road for my family, my wife Cookie and I. But I was determined not to let it win. I was determined not to give up. I am determined to find a cure.
The best line of defense against HIV is awareness, protection, abstinence, and an annual checkup. Thank you.
I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and now